Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and it's been a while since we've had Nova in a video. She was just kind of cuddling a little bit, so she wants to say hi and remind you all that we have a giveaway going on right now. The video linked below, she's going to take off, where I'm giving away $100 worth of Hearthstone packs, the winner's choice for hitting 47,000 subscribers. Like this video, comment on it. We're going to do a giveaway every 1,000 subscribers, and we're already 800 away from the next threshold where we'll up the ante. But let's talk about the important thing this video, and that is finally we have gotten an update from the Hearthstone team over the balance issues, in particular in Wild. Nicholas Deck Tech Weiss, he's a friend of mine, awesome dude, really good at communicating on the Hearthstone team. Tweeted this out yesterday, a small bug hotfix rolling out now. There's some things on that, we'll go over that. But more importantly, he responded with this. Additionally, the team has heard feedback on format balance, particularly loudly from the Wild community. There's a few moving pieces that go into that, so nothing to share yet, but the team is working on it. So yes, it's the old announcement of an announcement. We're aware of it. It's coming, but it's better than nothing. And we've been asking for literally any communication, just anything. And the fact that they isolate it for the Wild community, we got things coming. I'm confident that, you know, we're going to see changes to Kael'thas Sunstrider, to Switcheroo. At least let's hope that's the case. And I feel like leave it at that. We don't need to do a ton for Wild. I'm sure there's going to be balance changes as well that we'll talk about. We'll speculate over that in just a second, but there's also a hotfix which does have relevant things going on in it. So they basically fixed a bug that was preventing Localar from being granted to new and returning players. So if you haven't been able to get Localar, it was like the free legendary, I think, the last rewards track. There's a way of getting it. I think there's an achievement you can do. I'm not sure. They fixed a bug that allowed barb nets to trigger 2 ticks of the Hunter quest line. So a little bit of a nerf to Hunter quest lines, thankfully, although it was never supposed to work that way. So that went live. They fixed a bug where multi-strike would prevent a player from attacking the enemy hero with the Kurtrus, the hero card. I guess in certain instances. So probably, I would think maybe like a Jace thing, or who knows, but regardless, that's been fixed. So that's good. They fixed a bug causing certain Duels players to get stuck when trying to enter the mode. So, you know, that's good. Duels players can play, and they bland. This is pretty bland. No, it's not exciting, but they banned Galaka Glutton from arena deck building. It's a pirate that can eat a beast. So, you know, it can hit a colossal minion or just a big beast, and that feels bad. However, I will note they still have not banned Ysera or Raid Boss and Nixia or any colossal or I think that Gangplank Diver or made any micro adjustments yet. So it's nice to see the change. I think that's a good thing for Arena, but I feel like there's a lot of love and care that also needs to go in the Arena that hasn't happened yet. So yes, what do you guys think? What do you guys think this is going to mean? And I'll go over the changes I want to see, and I'll mention standard as well, and then yeah, we'll end the video with that. So the elephant in the room with Wild, this card has to change. This card cannot stay as it is. It is God tier. We've gone over it countless times, but it needs to not be a third spell you cast each turn cost 0. You can keep it at 6 mana. That's fine. It doesn't really matter. This needs to go back to reading 1 mana. This card basically becomes the worst Ysel, right? Which should be, right? Druid's legendary minion Ysel, your spells cost 1. That's a 9 mana class legendary that's outclassed by Kael'thas Sunstrider. So I think it's a no-brainer. Put this back to your third spell costs 1, and we're off to the races in Wild with other degenerate strategies, but at least you're not getting OTK'd on turns 2 and 3 and 4. And well, speaking of that, and then we have Switcheroo, and this is kind of the trickier one. I've suggested banning it from Wild. However, I just feel like this card is somewhat problematic again as well in Standard. The deck's not good. The Switcheroo deck is not good in Standard, where you flip it with a Murloc and Deathwing. However, it's a horrible gameplay experience when people do that and go for that high roll. I just wish there was a way that you could just, like, say, swap their health. The problem with that is you have Inner Fire, you have Bless, you have Topsy-Turvy. You make the combo a little bit harder, but at the end of the day, Priest is not struggling at finding certain spells with Shadow Visions and Palm Reading and all their Discover abilities. I feel like that's not good enough. I feel like it's going to end up getting banned from Wild, and like the way it's fallen off in Standard, it might just stay as is. But it would kind of be a shame for Priest to lose this card in Wild, because I do think it's kind of an interesting card draw engine for Wild that you don't really see historically. It would limit a Wild deck building a bit more. I just don't know what you do, because again, you do just health. It's probably still too good in that regard, and you can't really do switch cost as well, because then you have like a 1-mana or a 0-mana Kazakusan or Alexstrasza, or who knows what other abilities you could abuse that way. So I think it'll get banned, but I would love to see another solution to it. So I don't know, share in the comments below if you have any better idea. And of course, with Standard, we know the patch will come with it. Things haven't really changed for me in my perspective with Standard. The meta has been evolving. Demon Hunter has gotten so much better, aggro DH, but it's mainly in response to Druid. I still think you got to put Guff either at 6 or an empty mana crystal. I love you, Guff, but it's got to change, and I feel like you got to do that to an extent. You got to change something like that, and then you're either changing a Miracle Growth to like 8 mana, or you're changing Scales of Onyxia to 8 mana. I feel like slowing one of these cards down would help a lot. And then the big card that I want to see get nerfed more than any other card, even more than Guff, anything like that, is Kazakusan, where you have to have a requirement. Maybe if at the beginning of your game, at the beginning of the game, if all minions in your deck are dragons, craft a custom deck of treasures, or you have to have played 5 dragons this game, not summon, because Scales of Onyxia would ruin that. But if you've played 5 dragons, craft the custom deck. Make the build around hard for this card, more than it is now, that you can't just cycle through your deck and play it, because that's one of the problems we're seeing with Druid, is the inevitability of, even if you clear every threat as a control deck or a mid-range deck or whatever, you cannot deal with Kazakusan treasures. They will, on average, flat out murder you, overwhelm you, and you're screwed. So the inevitability of Kazakusan for me has to go down. And then there's some aggro cards I'd love to see get toned down. The biggest one for me, honestly, is still Puffer Fist. 3-mana 3/4 pirate. This is a neutral pirate that has premium stats, upside. It's disgusting. You can't even kill it with a light bomb in Priest, you know? So I'd love to see it go to like a 3/3 or 4 mana or something. Just make it more vulnerable. Make it not as insane. Like, it can be good, that's fine, but I feel like a 3/4 is rather egregious. And there's plenty of other cards you can talk about, but at the end of the day, at least they've acknowledged that Wild exists lately. I'm very happy that that Deck Tech tweeted this out. I feel like I don't have to pester as much. We know there's changes coming. I would anticipate probably not till next week. Quite often the balance patches happen 2 weeks out after the expansion comes out. Sometimes it's been a week, sometimes it's been a day. But lately it's been a bit slower, and it's kind of been lame for the Wild format. But honestly, Standard, I'm having fun. I'm still having fun with it. It's just Wild has been this reprehensible mess that I just feel like needs to get shaken up. And looks like it's finally going to happen. So that's good to hear. We got the announcement of an announcement. Now it's just a waiting game. And really, I hope we don't have to wait too long. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.